Welcome back. You're watching Budget in Your Pocket right here on India Today. We are taking questions. Our panelists are braving it out here, trying to answer those questions. Madam, your question next, please.
Yes. मैं डॉक्टर शोभा भारद्वाज, लेकिन मैं आम औरत की आवाज़ उठाना चाहती हूँ। देखिए, मोबाइल महंगा कर दिया, उसका खर्च महंगा हो गया। हम औरतें घर में बैठ के गप्पे मारती थी, गप्पे महंगी हो गई। दूसरी बात है, हम सोना और हीरा बढ़ गए, कॉल ड्रॉप्स भी बढ़ गए। हम हीरा और सोना को अपनी सिक्योरिटी समझते थे, वो भी महंगा हो गया। सबसे बड़ी बात है, जब कभी थक जाते थे, बाहर खाने के लिए जाते थे, अब खाना भी महंगा हो गया,
सर्विस टैक्स महंगा हो गया,
पकानी पड़ेगी। लेकिन एक बात बहुत अच्छी हुई है, बीड़ी वैसी की वैसी है, तंबाकू का प्रोडक्ट के ऊपर बढ़ा दिया है। ऐसी महंगाई सबको रास आई, कोई नहीं बोलेगा इसके मामले में, कहेगा अच्छा किया। एक सबसे बड़ी बात जो बजट के अंदर मैंने देखी है, आप लोगों ने भी नोट की होगी, मुख्य प्रधानमंत्री समझ चुके हैं कि अब रोजगार के अवसर बहुत कम हैं। उन्होंने सबसे पहले किसानों की ओर ध्यान दिया है। किसान सुसाइड कर रहा था और खेती का जो सौदा था वो घाटे का जा रहा था। 35,984 का बजट किसानों को दिया है। फसल बीमा कराया है। दाल पर सरकार गई थी बिहार में, उन्होंने 621 जिलों में दाल का प्रोडक्ट बढ़ाया है। 500 करोड़ रुपए दाल के दिए हैं। मनरेगा में भी उन्होंने कहा है कि कुएं और तालाब बनाएंगे।
क्वेश्चन बताइए, आपका क्वेश्चन क्या है?
मेरा सवाल ये है, मेरा सवाल ये है,
आप तो बहुत खुश हैं।
हाँ, एक स्किल एजुकेशन को बढ़ावा दिया है उन्होंने। सबको कहा है नौकरी मत मांगो, दूसरों को नौकरी दो। तो इसमें बजट में कहाँ कमी है, मुझे तो समझ नहीं आती है। हाँ, शब्दों का हेर फेर कर लो। जब 7वां पे कमीशन आता है हम ताली बजाते हैं, जब 2 पैसे बढ़ते हैं हम लोग रोने लगते हैं।
Very good.
Who wants to take this one?
Very good. Very good.
Any one of you?
No, that's a fact. That's a fact. Today.
I think the gentleman next to you wants
Yes,
to answer.
yes.
My question is to you, ma'am. I just want to know about the black money. I think it was said that one has to pay 45% to get it cleared. Though I have not read the details, I just want to know that do you think that at 45% it is an interesting or attractive option?
Sir, I don't know. I don't have any black money, so I can't tell you. No, sir, I'll tell you. You know what is interesting is that पहले जो black money का scheme था, उसमें tax जैसे मुझे बताया जा रहा है, वो 60% का था. The other question, Sanket, and I wish someone in the audience might be able to tell us, or sir, you might be able to tell us. I thought the government had committed before the Supreme Court that there would be no further voluntary disclosure schemes. Is this in fact even legal?
Well, about its legality, I'm sure the government would have checked the legality aspect. Like you, I haven't read the details, but I can only make a couple of general points. And there is always a moral hazard in black money amnesty schemes, and they are successful if only there is a strong fear of punishment. So unless the administration shapes up and creates a credible impression in the minds of people that if they get caught, that number one, they will get caught if they break the law, and number two, they will be punished swiftly and certainly.
Okay.
The schemes generally do not turn out to be a success.
Okay, so that we can take more questions and more answers, we'll keep both of them really short. Yes, sir. Please go.
My question is to Mr. Parnade. I am C. Ajay Kumar Singhal. Sir, there are a lot of positive in the budget in terms of the tax dispute resolution mechanism and all. But one thing on which the finance minister is silent, that is the GST. When we are talking lots of things last 1 year and so for the GST, it is coming from 1st April 2016, now 2017, but not mentioning anything in this budget. Does it mean the government is now going to postpone this very important budget as far as the economy is concerned?
Okay. Mr.
I think he did refer to GST in the speech, but well, I would have to agree with you that if you were to look at the directional thrust in the budget towards GST, we would have desired a more clear sense of direction in that. Because there are a number of things. You see, for instance, when the GST comes, your exemptions will have to go down. There will have to be convergence of rates. And going away with exemptions are some very hard decisions. We just now saw a while ago how removal exemptions can become a very politically difficult situation. But yes, And I mean, there could have been more sense of direction as far as the move towards GST is concerned, but perhaps that is because of the current state of political
Yeah, you know, because of
discourse. Correct.
the-
So the timing, that's a call that the finance minister has to take as to what is the appropriate timing.
Correct.
On disputes, yes, some things have been done, but I only wish that there were more attention paid to the supply side. I mean, if you are going to generate the same high level of disputes and then run about trying to quickly settle them, it is not getting you anywhere. So how do we make sure that the right...
There is no dispute at all.
correct.
Yeah,
Minimize the dispute.
Minimize.
Okay.
So that is an area where there could have been
Let's
more.
take another question very quickly and then we'll come to you.
Good evening, sir.
Just one moment. Just one moment. Yes. Please go ahead, sir.
You.
From all the, I am PK Narula. My question is from all the quick comment, whether it is somewhat different or not from the previous budget. We are saying the UPA budget, but I don't think it's a UPA budget.
You're right. It's not UPA budget. It's NDA budget. It's Modi government's budget. So, you see, my quick reaction to you is, yes, the difference is, as I said in my opening remark, you know, a lot has been left to the taxpayer themselves in terms of compliance.
Yes.
Lot of technology is being used now. You know, you can do it yourself. You don't need to. That income tax officers have been denied those kind of powers which was there earlier. You see, today if you agree to pay X amount and get away, you can pay that X amount and they will not chase you till, of course, they find you that your compliance is not true or not truthful. You see, so there has been a very good move which is very creative, and in my view, this will lead to a lot of empowerment to the citizen.
Okay.
They have talked about the e-assessment being extended to more centers,
Correct.
which is a very, very welcome thing,
Very
so
good.
that the physical interface is eliminated.
Okay. Mr. Bhalla, you want to
Yeah,
say?
no, one I want to fully endorse that I think, and again, like the others, I want to see the fine print, but I think on the face of it, this sounds very, very powerful reform. I want to go back to the GST question. Point is, a GST is a constitutional amendment, has nothing, if you will, to do with the budget. So whether we're moving towards it or not, it has nothing to do with the budget. So I think your subject, your question is better geared towards the Congress as to why they're insisting on a constitutional. So has nothing to do with the budget or with 90% of the parties in the country.
Okay,
It has to
let's-
do with one party and one party.
Okay, let's take some more questions. The gentleman in the red shirt.
My question from Fernandez, sir. As from past 10 years, there is no change in the education allowance and a hostel allowance. What are the opinions? What are your opinions about this?
उसको तो बढ़ाना चाहिए था, घटाना चाहिए था. Sorry.
I'm sorry, I could not.
नहीं, क्या,
get you.
क्या?
No
Sir,
change
as
in-
from
free
past 10
education.
years, 10-year experience, there is no change in a education allowance and a hostel allowance.
Well, I tend to agree with Dr. Bhalla.
No, the answer is you all should start seeking more admissions into JNU and BHU to ensure that you get all those taxpayers' benefit for education, which is actually extremely affordable. You see, for students to pursue higher education, you see, these are the institutions which are supported by the central government, where actually you all should seek admissions rather than chasing private institutions and making them rich.
I think this is a very disrespectful answer to these young people. I know how difficult it is to get admissions. I mean, you look at the ratio of people trying for admissions to these institutions. The ratios are 5,000, 10,000, 15,000 to 1. I have said this before. Our children are going abroad to study because they cannot get admission here. Our professors are going abroad to teach, and they're teaching there. The deans of the best schools in the world are Indian. The money of India is flowing down the Ganges, up the Mississippi, up the Thames. It is time. The mission we should have is study in India.
Okay.
Open up, liberalize education. Why do we need more reservations? We need more seats. We need more educational institutions.
I
for
agree
our
with you,
children.
ma'am.
And quality education.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So I think
And I
that's
think one
absolutely
question,
right.
following up on what Meera said, that I'd like to ask the audience. How many of them think that the reservations that we have should go away in education
Let's take a straw poll. How many want reservation to go away?
That is what is hurting us the most. We should build more schools and allow people with merit to attend them, as well as people who are...
Okay.
And we don't allow people with merit to attend school,
Veera Sane, let's
which
not
is
make
why
this a
they
debate.
go
Let's take
abroad.
some more questions.
But Sanket, I do believe there is a corollary to that, right? How are you going to have more educational institutions? I think this is the key. Here's the problem in our country. We have 500 students and 40 seats. And then you divide those 40 seats up. This is a political ploy by every political party. We, the people, need to demand more seats. We want to educate our
You
children.
see,
Okay, while we are-
I beg to differ here. We need more Malviyajis in this country who would build such institutions without any profit motive. They will mobilize money from the citizens to not make education a commercial institution, to make education a real philanthropic work
Mr. Mishra,
for the
Mr. Bhalla,
citizens. So
Ms.
you
Sanyal,
see,
let's take some more
it's-
questions. The original objective of this show, please. We'll reserve the debate for later. Yes, the lady in there.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Sakshi. I don't want to ask a question. I want a suggestion regarding some matter. As we all know that the 7th Pay Commission led to the increment of the income of the government employees. So I want to suggest that it should also be done for the private sector. Yes. So I want all of your suggestion regarding this, that it should be done basically for the basic amenities. That is food and all, only for that, but it should be done.
See, Sakshi, I think one of the things, there's a very fundamental problem here. The private sector employs you based on market rates and it rewards you based on performance. In fact, what you're saying is those principles should be applied to the 7th Pay Commission. The government is very bloated.
Yes.
What we need to have is fewer civil servants and more efficient civil servants. We need to have lateral entry into government of specialists. We need only to take people on contract and for them to do their job. अब आप सरकार में नौकरी लेते हो जिंदगी भर, चाहे आप काम करो या ना करो, आप वहीं पर बैठे रहते हो. This is something which we have to tackle. This is what should have been tackled when we say maximum governance, minimum government. So let's not make the private sector more inefficient. Let's make the government more efficient. I think that is the aim.
Now, I've seen that the right side of me is talking a lot, the left isn't. So let's get the left to talk now.
very
Yes,
important.
please go ahead.
Good evening. My name is Manish Kumar, and my question is to you, ma'am. As you just said that middle class is struggling with day-to-day activities, one activity is tax. In this budget, there is nothing for the tax, no change in the tax slab. What will your opinion if the tax is applicable on savings rather than earnings? That means no government is thinking about the cost of living of an individual. What we earn, we expend from it. That means tax should be applicable on saving rather than earning. Do you agree?
No, sir, I don't. I think Sujit is the right person to give you an economist's answer. But I do believe that generically we need to have lower tax rates in this country. Sujit may or may not agree with that, but I think at 33% on margin for someone who's earning just above 10 lakhs is too high. We need to bring down our tax rates. People need to save more. This is the time when you need more savings, more investments. I believe that is the way it should be done. But Sujit, you may have.
No, I don't disagree at all. Actually, if you look at the economic survey, it shows that controlling for per capita income, Indians' income tax payments are much above what a comparable country does. So, but that leads to the following question, that the government appropriates this tax money, spends it very inefficiently, and very corruptly, I would say.
Absolutely.
And that's the mindset that we need to change.
No, mindset of the government that needs to change, considering the fact that I'm sure everybody here agrees to the fact that they don't mind paying taxes as long as they get the facilities or the services from the government.
And that's,
nobody minds paying taxes.
And that's I think.
You see, the most important thing is we have to broaden the base of tax-paying people. We don't touch the farmers. We don't touch the rich farmers. We let them go away.
Now you have cases of rich people becoming farmers.
Exactly. And the most important thing what from your audience that young girl mentioned. You see, what we need to understand is we have to work towards social security. Every citizen, has to be assured that you would get some kind of an unemployment. If you're not employed, you will get some kind of an allowance. If you can't afford health care on your own, you will be given free of cost. If you can't send your child to school, then he would get free education.
Okay.
You see, these are some of the social security measures which we have to take, and they're strong. They need to be taken. Unfortunately, it's not coming up.
Okay, the last boy there, your name and...
Hi ma'am, my name is Mayank Agrawal. My question is to you that you have raised a concern that there are only 40 seats and the applicants are around 500. Does that mean that any Tom, Dick and Harry will be allowed to get into the prestigious institutes without their hard work? Will they be allowed? Does that mean?
No, in fact, I think...
In order to raise the number of seats?
No, I'm completely with you. People should get in on merit. But I want to ask you a question. Have you heard of something called a MOOC, a massive online open course? Have you heard of that? These are the best universities in the world. Please go online to Harvard, to MIT, to Stanford, to Cornell, and you, free of cost, sitting in India, can enroll in the best universities of the world, free of cost, and give those exams. And here's what I say to you. Indians are basically innovative, hard-working people, and our students are the best in the world, right? Why can they not have the chance to be educated? This is the point.
Okay.
We just don't have enough seats.
Okay, let's go to that boy in the black coat.
Hello everyone, my name is Navneet and my question is from Mr. Bhalla sir. Sir, I want to ask that I'm happy that government has focused on the farmers and on the agriculture sector. But here problem here creates in implementing all the plans. I mean, there is lack of awareness among farmers that what plans have come, how I can avail that facilities. So as ma'am, you have given the example of one village
Short
in Kerala.
question, please. 3 minutes.
That
Yes,
they were not aware about the various government benefits.
Let's take in more questions.
So,
yes, please.
Yeah. Look, I think, and again, this will become more evident, I hope, in the next few days. This, as far as agriculture is concerned, this is possibly the most important budget ever in Indian history, where they've concentrated on trying to reform agriculture. We've had reform in everything else, except in the bureaucracy as well as in agriculture. So this one, they're having the scheme by which there is income support. If your incomes fall short of a certain measure, they're going to get away from the minimum support prices, and they have introduced a crop insurance scheme as well as a health scheme. So, and the marketing scheme by which the farmer can directly sell to the buyer. Don't make the mistake of thinking that this is just another UPA budget, or that on agriculture it has not attempted to make a significant change.
Okay, we'll quickly take last 2 questions. Ma'am in the purple sari, please.
Sir, I totally agree with you, and maybe, I would like to contribute that the difference between this budget and all the budgets which have came till date, the government has made the tax officers accountable to you.
Correct.
Which is the biggest move till date you have ever heard.
I agree with you.
And that will make
lot of
big
comfort.
difference. We will get the tax impact immediately, because otherwise the tax officer has to pay from his own pocket.
That's absolutely right, and I think it's a very, very welcome
observation.
And
this will
Just
reduce
one question.
corruption.
Let's accommodate more questions.
This will reduce
Yes.
corruption.
Sir, the biggest contribution the other way is the money which is lying unaccountable in the tax litigation. The tax authorities, they have given the opportunity to every one of us to come up and pay your tax and interest up to the assessment date.
True.
And then get out. Similarly, no penalty there, and even in the penalty cases, they say just pay 25%.
Absolutely.
Which is the biggest move, and it will contribute to the national resources.
Okay.
Absolutely.
And in this budget, they did not levy any additional burden on us.
Yes.
Which is the biggest contribution.
Absolutely.
To the
Important points you're making. Let's take a
Thank you very
question.
much.
पे कमीशन के बढ़ते ही गवर्नमेंट जॉब वालों की तो पे बढ़ जाती है, लेकिन जो आम फैक्ट्रियों में काम करता है, हर तरह से मजदूर है, उसकी तो आमदनी उस हिसाब से नहीं बढ़ती, और बिजनेसमैन बढ़ा भी नहीं सकता। इसको बढ़ाने के लिए गवर्नमेंट ने क्या किया? महंगाई तो बढ़ गई सर्विस टैक्स बढ़ने से, इसको
बढ़ा क्यों नहीं सकता?
नहीं दे सकते। मैंने ये देखा है, कई लोग क्या करते हैं, मिडल मैन है, वो मजदूरों से काम कराते हैं, औरतों से, उनको 5 रुपया 10 रुपया देते हैं, वो जो कढ़ाई के पीस करते हैं।
ठीक बात।
टोटल शोषण हो रहा है उनका, उनके लिए क्या किया?
That's true, because you see, unfortunately in our country, the intermediary cost is very high.
Absolutely.
You see, and in the bargain, the beneficiary suffers a lot. So we have to cut down on the intermediary cost. We have to cut down on all these, costs which are not efficient and not in the interest of the citizens. I agree with you.
Okay, Mr. Parande, Mr. Mishra, Mr. Bhalla, as well as Ms. Sanyal, many thanks for joining us. I really apologize to all those who could not ask a question because we are running out of time. This basically the objective of this show was to understand beyond the studio discussions what the Aam Aadmi actually thinks about budget and his pocket. And I believe we have done a fairly good job in letting, as Mr. Mishra says, the middle class raise their voice. Whether they'll actually go out and raise this voice or not remains to be seen. Thanks very much. Absolutely. Thanks very much for watching this special broadcast. News and updates continue right here on India Today.
3 major water plants have been shut down in Delhi, this time due to high ammonia levels. Major crisis in central and north Delhi. Aam Aadmi Party Minister Kapil Mishra is saying that the
पैसे वाले बाबू मेरा बजट बना दो, पैसे वाले बाबू मेरा बजट बना दो, बजट बना दो, बजट बना दो।